What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Now, today we are talking about a film that may be one of my favorite films this year, and without a doubt, this is absolutely going to go in within one of my favorite sports films of all time. I thoroughly love this film for so many different reasons that I just cannot wait to talk about this film with you all. And this film is Embattled. Now, this film is coming to you by IFC Films, and it's going to be releasing November 20th digitally and on demand. Now, here we go. Embattled, if you don't know, the word means to prepare for war, and that's really the premise of everything that's happening in this film, both in the athletic standpoint and also in just the moral battle that this kid is going through as well. Like it truly is a war for this young kid, Jett, who's played by Darren Mann. Darren Mann has just been in so many different things recently, and I really feel like he came to his own in this film, all the way from him being in Little Giants to now being in Sabrina on Netflix. Like, this guy not only is just coming to his own as an actor, but the transformation he puts on in this role is just spectacular. But so a son, Jett, is inspired to follow his famous MMA father footsteps, but along this journey he has to really figure out how to break the abusive cycle. Now, not only is he just dealing with abuse from his father, but he's dealing with a whole bunch of things that's circling all around him. He's in high school, he's 18 years old, his grades are a little bit of a struggle, doing a datey thing, I guess you could kind of throw in there, but more importantly, that his mom is dealing with financial struggles, and then he has an autistic brother who has his own challenges, and them having that brotherly relationship is being tested even at time. Meanwhile, his dad, Cash, who's the MMA father, who's just, you know, living his best life, plays by Stephen Dorff, who does an amazing job making you really hate him in this film. He is absolutely, without a doubt, a douche, for lack of better words. I will leave you to watch the film to assess it for all other words that you want to use. But for the sake of this video, for lack of better words, douche is what describes this character, Cash. But Cash has a new family now. His wife is Jay, who's played by Karrueche, by the way, and they're living a lavish life. Now, the slightest way I can compare this is that Cash is like the Conor McGregor of UFC. He has all the money, all the luxury, very smart about his business, but Cash is way worse as a person, as a father, as a spouse or boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. Just as a human, he's just a really despicable person. So he does an amazing job truly making you hate him in this film. But so while that's happening, Jett, he still trains with his dad because he knows it's going to make him better. But in a sense, it's almost like he's selling his soul, because like he's dealing with the trauma of seeing how his dad interacts with his stepbrother. He just sees how his dad is in all scenarios and terrains, and he despises it, but he knows he needs this training if he wants to be better. The publicity of being with his father obviously helps. And just, you know, ultimately being with his father helps him get more opportunities within the sport, which he gets more opportunities, then he gets more money, which can help back with his family and their financial issues, because Cash refuses to help his family. They have, I think they said they have like 5 houses, 9 cars, something like that. And they just refuse to help Jett and his mom, Susan, who's played by Elizabeth Reaser, who's, you know, in House on Haunted Hill, the mom from Twilight, you know, just does a really good job adding that extra layer of drama and emotion to this, because, you know, she's just the mom doing whatever she can to really support her family. And she's just, it's just what it, like we've seen this story before as far as with the mom, but like she just does a really good job in just adding that extra layer of emotion that's from with everything that's already happening, just adds that other little added aspect that just takes things to the next level. So she does a really good job. Now, Dr. Stewart, who I'm gonna mention here, played by Donald Faison, who is just probably one of the most notable faces when it comes down to back in the day teenage drama shows and everything. He was in Clueless, he was in Scrubs, he's a military vet, paralyzed from the waist down, but he just truly embodies. He's a military vet, and he truly embodies that militant feel in this, and like he has some really strong scenes in this that just really makes you root for him when you see him. He's so charismatic in his smile, his presence, even in a very limited role, that just really stands out, is the reason why I'm bringing him up. But not only is he's the teacher for Jett's autistic brother in his class, but he's just a really good person, and he has some really powerful scenes. And the reason why I'm bringing him up, because again, with the film being Embattled, which, you know, obviously means preparing for war, when you think about a military veteran being in this film, him playing a character as a military veteran, paralyzed by war, you could only imagine some of the scenes and some of the things that he must do in this film to really, you know, embrace the title and the theme of everything that's going on in this film. But let's talk about the sports part of this really quick. Now, the first thing I want to say is the fight choreography is okay. The fight cinematography was also okay in regards to like what you typically see in MMA fight, which means that yes, it's very theatrical and whatnot, but it's done well. But in regards to just how authentic it is, to MMA, it's done fantastic. The transitions, the techniques, all that's done really crisp. So you can tell they trained for this, like legit. And it's really done well. And while not a lot goes on into the octagon, a lot of the drama is happening outside of the octagon, but when they do step inside the octagon for fights, it's very entertaining to both the true MMA enthusiasts and both people who just likes a good sports film. They got really good mannerisms and really good presentation as far as with their sports. They have WFA, which is the equivalent to the UFC within this, but they just do it really well. That because I'm like really critical on sports movies, because of the idea that if it gets too cheesy, it just throws me out of it. And this really brought me into it. Like, this is one of the ones that you truly like you're rooting, you're clapping, like that feel. Like, this is that type of movie here. Not to mention too, there's a ton of talent and athletes in respect to the MMA world that makes cameos in this as well too. So you definitely will enjoy that. But there's so many people that's involved in this film. When you look at the cast, you're just going to be like, kind of like, wow, I can't believe they're in this film. And everybody does a really good job. Everyone's really cohesive. Everybody, even supporting characters, really, for the time that they have, really adds to the film. But as far as with the sports drama, as well as far as with the film elements, it's done well. The performances is just done well. I mean, I can't stress enough. Darren Mann as Jett just does a spectacular job, and this feels like his coming out party for me in performances. Like, he's really taken his career to the next level with this film. I thoroughly enjoyed him. And then Steven, I just don't know what to say. He does such a good job of making me dislike him. That just tells you that's amazing acting. That's all I can say about that. But you absolutely want to check this out November 20th. This is a film you do not want to miss out on. It's a really good film. It's a really entertaining film for both sports enthusiasts and just anybody who's looking for just a really good film. It's going to take you on all the emotions. You're going to be cheering. You're going to be upset. You're absolutely going to be upset. I'll just reiterate that. There's some things that are going on in this film that just can be cringy. Both physical, just a lot of things that goes on in this film that just tells a really good story. And I can't stress enough, I just had a good time with it. But Embattled, check it out, folks. Definitely let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And I'll catch you all very soon for another review. Thank you so much for watching, folks. See you later. But you absolutely... Big gold bell.